Welcome to World Missions University's Major Prophets, Bible 211. This lesson is on prophecies during the divided kingdom, the book of Isaiah. In preparation for this class, you should read Ezekiel and the notes and outlines for Ezekiel by J. Vernon McGee. By the time you finish with this class, you will describe the meaning of Ezekiel's name, the significance of key themes of his prophecy, and his place within the history of Israel. Ezekiel ministered to the Jews in captivity in Babylon and Persia between the years 593 to 570 BCE. His name means strengthened by God. You should recognize the L ending, which of course means God. While he was a priest, he never served in that capacity. He was taken captive in the second deportation when he was about 25 years old. God called him to be a prophet in chapter 1, verses 1 through 3. Ezekiel had a unique approach. He enacted the prophecies he received from God. The purpose of Ezekiel's prophecy described the final judgment of Israel at the hands of Babylon. Even though it was a discouraging prophecy, he also prophesied about days of glory and hope in the future for Israel. Chapters 1 through 24 are stern pronouncements given just before the final fall of Jerusalem. The second half of the book, chapters 33 through 48, are messages of hope and consolation after the destruction of Jerusalem. Ezekiel is not the longest of the five major prophets, nor is it the shortest. The outline is fairly straightforward. The first section, an introduction, includes Ezekiel's commission in chapters 1 through 3, which includes a display of glory in chapter 1, flashing light, the glory of God, cherubim, wheels, and 4 faces. Letter B is the prophet's call and endowment with power in chapter 2. Chapter 3 is the prophet's preparation. The second section is Prophecies of Judgment on Judah, chapters 4 through 24, which includes 4 signs in chapter 4, verse 1 through chapter 5, verse 4, 3 messages of explanation in chapter 5, verse 5 through chapter 7, verse 27, 4 visions starting in chapter 8 through chapter 11, verse 25, signs and parables starting in chapter 12 through chapter 19, verse 14, and then God goes to war against the inhabitants of Jerusalem and the wicked leaders of the nation in chapters 20 through 24. The third section is Prophecies of Judgment on Gentiles from chapters 25 through 32, including against Ammon, Moab, Edom, and Philistia in chapter 25, against Tyre in chapters 26 through 28, and against Egypt in chapters 29 through 32. The fourth section, Prophecies of Restoration for Israel, chapters 33 through 39, including a recommission of the prophet in chapters 33 and 34, a restoration of Israel in chapters 35 and 36. Chapter 37 is a resurrection of Israel and a repudiation of Gog and Magog in chapters 38 through 39. The last section, Prophecies of Reestablishment for Israel in chapters 40 through 48, including a rebuilt temple in chapters 40 through 42, and a return of the glory of the Lord in chapters 43 through 48. In preparation for the next class, you should read Lamentations and the Notes and Outlines for Lamentations by J. Vernon McGee.